So I thought I'd give you a little something different today. I'm just going to take you around for a day in the life of the shop. Hey guys, good morning. Jamie here. Just want to let you know that it's about 6. We usually get here between 6:30 and 7 o'clock in the mornings. I like to get here and get the day started. I've got one guy out. His kid is sick yesterday. He picked him up from school, so he's going to be out. And we usually schedule for our guys. So the cars that he had lined up falls on me. So I'm going to let you see the shop, see what's going on. We've got a jam-packed day. You're going to get to see what it's like working in a high-volume shop. Look, you're in for an eventful day. It's like fighting a fire with a handheld water pistol, but the little end's broken on the bottom. So stay tuned. It's going to be a fun one. Let's do it. We're going to move the Volkswagen next. So this car was just a luxury wash for our customer, right? And we didn't have any room to leave it inside last night. He's picking it up this morning. I just don't want it to be dusty or dirty. And, you know, we don't need to wet it or anything. We just need to wipe the body off. So I'm just going to make sure it's not super dusty. Pull it up. That way, you know, your customer's happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy, right? He's a real cool guy. Really cool fellow. Leaving it under this shed actually helps because it can't get any dew on it, which makes the pollen real heavy to get off. But with it just sitting under here, it just gets a little pollinated. Okay. So back her out, put her on this side. And we'll be ready to go tear one apart. So as you can see, right now it's very, very empty on this side of the parking lot. By about 9:30, it'll be so full in here that you're not going to be able to even pull in. The cars that are to be done stay on the left. The cars that are going to come in and be done today or be coming in on your right. We line everything up at nighttime on one side, so when the police drive by, they got an easy access and can see if anything's going on instead of having to look around cars that are backed in on the front row. But now today, once they get in here, you're going to see this place is going to be jam-packed. We'll come back in a couple of hours and we'll let you see really what it looks like in here. It's called OMC, right? That's called Organized Mass Chaos. It'll be going on down here, so stick around. And we're up for our next one. This is the one I told you about. The guy came in and the floorboard's wet. So we got to pull this thing down here and take out the passenger seat and get to work on the interior. As you can see, you can get you could lose keys down here pretty easy if we didn't have an organization system, right? So when you move cars, you have to automatically go back and put them in their jacket. Because if not, who knows where they'll be. With our jacket system, you come in, we have a little piece of paper here that tells us what all we're gonna do to the car, which is a luxury wash, express detail, Mac Daddy's, a la carte items. You circle what they're getting, you put the key and the paper in the jacket, and then when my guys come to pick it up, they're like, okay, I'm gonna take this one and this one, because they know their time frame. And if there's a time frame for the car, it's always written at the top in a red Sharpie, so you know it has a time limit. Meaning people are coming by this time, you've got to have it completed. This is all the other big set of keys that I have in my pocket. He's a doctor, so I met him here this morning at 6:30 so he could be in by 7, and I actually gave him my truck to drive to work. So he's advertising for me at his doctor's office. I'm making it so convenient that he cannot not use us. And now we will take his truck and park it and get it cleaned up today. We'll take it back to him and leave the keys in it and lock it up, right? Because mine locks in my truck where it is. All right, so we'll move this one, then we'll be ready to get at it. Some of these cars you get in and they have a key fob, and you can start it, but you can't start it till you push the brake. You can't put it in gear till you push the brake. And then some of them you have to clamp your seatbelt, even though you're only in the parking lot, to get it to shift into gear. So you have to learn the magical combinations, because there is many. Some of them you have a key card, like in a Tesla, you have to put it in a certain spot. Like and then let's say the key fob, the battery is dying, you have to use the key fob to push the start button. You have to put it in a certain location in the car. So it's not like the old days where you had two keys. One operated the switch, one operated the locks, right? Like there's a master coding system to this thing. So Wonder Woman has just pulled into the building. That's who makes the magic happen. So as you can see, when you look in there, it's molded in here. He thought that they had just spilt a coffee in here and then it ran down. But when he pulled in, we just said, hey, look, let's check this thing out, see how we're looking. Oh yeah, these are the good ones here. Peel these things out to get them out, right? Now we have customers texting to make appointments. We have email where they can get us for appointments. Like, there's so many. And listen, if we got $1 every time I waved in the parking lot, I would sit out here on one of them little rubber pink flamingos for your swimming pool, ride that thing and just wave. I'd make all kinds of money. But anyway, people, we're answering the phone, we're scheduling people. Again, high volume, taking care of our community, right? We got it loose. Now look here. When you look inside of here, you can see it. Now watch. She is silky wet, my friend. And silky wet.
What do you mean by that?
This is real easy here, so it's already wet, so it's gonna come off very easy. So what we do is we peel it off in one piece. And yeah, I'm sure everybody's gonna be saying, man, you should be wearing gloves and this and that. Listen, I have a high immune system. Never really worn gloves. I'm just gonna be honest, in my 32 years. So if it's super bad, I'll put on gloves, but this here, I'm not gonna put on gloves. Full bottle of water. There's actually a pan in here about 3 or 4 inches wide and about 1.5 inches tall, where, you know, even though there's a rubber seal and a rubber gasket on the top, there's still a little bit of fine particles can get through, and some water. And then they have this pan that catches, and then it runs down this tube down inside of the housing of the body, drips out the bottom. We're gonna see if that's stopped up. All right, so pouring the water in, you should be able to see down on the bottom whether it's coming out or not.
Yeah, it's coming out.
See it coming out?
Yep.
It was still a little stopped up because it blowed back and hit my face. We blowed those out, cleaned them out, everything should be good. Now we can shut the sunroof, then we can go to cleaning and disinfecting all we're gonna do for the truck. You can see a little bit of padding right here is super wet. Look here, when you look up under it, look here, and we peel it back. We're gonna peel it back. You see how much, you see the wetness around here? This is actually the drain tube. This is the drain tube for the heater core assembly. In here where your vehicle gets, you know, how your heat runs across here and it warms up the air for it to come through. The drainage tube is stopped up out here underneath the truck. We're gonna have to go out, we're gonna have to get our curved air nozzle, and we're gonna have to clean out that drain. That drain is actually backflowing because there's a plug in the end of it of dirt, debris, whatever it may be, right? We found our problem. It was not the sunroof. It's actually going to be the drain to the heater core. So we'll clean that out, fix that, and now we know we've got the problem taken care of. You can see when we take it out, the drain tube here, it's dripping and leaking, running down. Look, it's holding inside the plastic of the insulation, right? Running along the edges, soaking out, running up underneath the carpet. What we'll do is now we have to clean this, change this out, and get that drain hole fixed out here. So let's go in and see if we can find it. Yep. So look right here. See right here where I'm pointing?
Yeah.
This is the little drain tube that's coming out right there. I'm sure that has all kinds of little dust and dirt and debris. We're gonna take our air nozzle and blow that off. She'll be as good as new, my friend. All right. Oh yeah, we cleaned that little netting over the front of it. She'll be dripping and dropping for a long time there. We've got this thing cranked up. We're gonna let it get warm. We're gonna actually turn on the heat to let everything cycle through. Then we're gonna see if it'll start dripping out. Oh no, look, it's already dripping. Watch. See how it's dripping out? Look, we had it running for 15 or 20 minutes earlier. There was no drippage going on whatsoever. But now that we've got it blowed out and dripped, now it's already dripping. So we know that we've got the drain cleaned out. Again, we've done our job. Everything is dripping and running the way it's supposed to, so now there's gonna be no way there's gonna be any water inside. We just have to clean up the collateral damage now and fix what was bad, okay? First things first, let's go ahead and clean and disinfect that right there, get that taken care of. We're gonna spray a bioenzyme product on there, which is good bacteria that'll take care of the mold spores and the bad bacteria. Clean that, flush it out, clean the floor, brush it, wipe it out, let it air out. We'll move it out of the way, we'll jump onto something else till that has time to air out. Like now you can see how the sun is hitting inside of there. Like the little breeze outside and the sun will dry that up immediately. So you see we're flushing it all up with a lot of water, not just steam. And that's hot, so it's opening up the pores of the sound deadening material. We're flushing the mold out so that whatever's there is actually on the top. Alright, so now I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to spray it full of bioenzyme. I'm going to go ahead and steam that up to break all that free. That way when we go to vacuum, it's all gone, right? We've got the bottom side of it. That right there is actually a lot of the coffee. Oh yeah. Coming right up. Coming right up. So the diaper wrap and the towel, the steam actually pushes into the carpet, and then it allows the mold to be absorbed into the towel, so it takes out some of the moisture and the mold in here. So it actually just absorbs it, right? Now, take this, we'll leave it up, we'll just let it sit there, we'll let the sun and the wind hit it a little while. We're gonna pull this out of the way and we'll move on to something else at the moment. I got it gravity fed. But I got the sun gonna hit both sides and the wind be able to blow all the way completely through that, right? This one here won't take as much, so we put him right here. Sun at the wind, the wind too, how's that? Give him a little sunlight as well. We have our truck in position for it to dry and air out. We have all our insulation washed and hung out with more bioenzyme in it to make sure there's no more mold spores that's in it or could grow. And we've got us a black truck that we have to do an express detail on. So we're getting ready to pull it in the building, and we're going to put Iron X on it, and we're going to let it sit so we can get this thing clean because it's pretty dirty. We always leave our keys in the jacket, and we put our jacket up in our cabinets or in our toolboxes, because sometimes cars will lock automatically whether the keys are in them or not. So we just make sure, one, we know where they are, and two, they don't get locked up in their vehicle. First things first, I always take the rubber mats out and I get them washed and scrubbed so they're dry and ready to put back in the vehicle. So the express detail, what that's going to include is we're actually going to pre-rinse the truck. Then we're going to actually put Iron X or Iron Eater or an iron fallout remover on it. We're going to let it set for a few minutes. And while that's going on, we'll go ahead and wash the wheels and tires. Once that's done, we're going to foam that. We're going to wash it real good to make sure we get the paint very, very clean. We will clay bar, and then this thing here has actually been ceramic, so we're going to put a ceramic hybrid treatment on it, which is going to be gloss enhancing and hydrophobics. We'll spray it with that, dry it off, then we'll go to the interior and we'll do a interior wipe down real good with interior cleaner, blow it all down as we wipe, vacuum it out real good, clean the windows, shine the tires. She's ready to go home. We're going to a meeting with the city where I live. We're working on adding on to our building because we're out of room. We need more bays, we need more room, we need more garage doors. So I actually have a meeting with the city today to talk to them about that, about it building on to my existing business. I've been here so long, I just made another payment last week, and I'm down to 7 payments. And she's all mine, so I don't want to have to move somewhere else and start over. Even though I could get a hefty price for where I am on my major thoroughfare. People know where we are. You know, people are habitual creatures, and we just love to stay where we are. So hopefully the city's going to help us out with that. We're on our way. Say a prayer for us. We're going to the city. We're going to try to build on to this thing. So guys, we're here at the city building, and we are having a meeting today about expanding our business, our buildings on our property. So be thinking about us. We're going to go in here and try to expand this thing so we can be of more service to our community and add on some bays to our business. We'll catch up with you as soon as we get out.
2 hours later.
So we're back from our meeting. It lasted about, well, heck, I don't even know what time it is. So almost a 2-hour meeting with the city, and things went amazingly well. The lady there seemed to be on my side because we're such an established business and what we bring to the city. So there's some variances we may need, but she seemed to think that those would work. So we've got to draw some plans and we've got to do some things, but I think it's going to work out for us. So appreciate you staying tuned, and now we're back at the shop. We're going to finish up our express detail. We're going to keep it headed in the right direction. Blow it all down, wipe it all down, vacuum it out, do the windows, and then we'll shine the tires and wipe off the body. So not long, okay? No. Automatic wipers, did you see that? So guys, this is the finished product of our express detail. Customer's gonna be delighted. We took our time. It took us about 3 solid hours to do the truck because it's been a while since it's been here. But as you can see, it freshened right back up with the ceramic coating that we have on it. Now it's ready for many, many more months of driving and abuse. And then you can see what it's going to come back to. And look, this is in the bright sunlight. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to mask. It is what it is. That's what it looks like after we get done freshening up a ceramic coating. Now we're going back to the truck that we took apart this morning. Our pieces are drying. I think we're ready to go. We're going to be doing basically an express detail with a heavy interior. What that means is we'll clean all the panels good. It actually has some dog hair, so we're going to figure out how to get the dog hair out pretty easily. Clean the inside. We'll put it back together, and this will be done this evening as well. So we're going to go ahead and pull it up here and prep this thing for a good express detail as well. Nice. Okay. Always get the tips of your windows. Wipe the insides of your rain guards in case they got a little dust or dirt on there. Done. Roll the window back up. There it is. Appreciate you guys sticking around with us for a day at the shop. Look, we didn't get around to the buffing because we ran into a few minor problems and setbacks, but we got the problems fixed and we can move on to the next one for the buffing. So really appreciate you being here. Hope you had a good time. Hope the pace wasn't too hectic for you. And listen, please stay tuned because we've got a lot more to come from where that came from.